Hey everybody, it's Alex. I have a video to share with you guys. I was tagged by Marissa, Creative Young Mama, to show my favorite craft items to use, but for last year, for 2012, the things that I found myself using or that I liked or anything. So I got my little notepad here and I started writing things down, and they're not in any like ranking order. It's just things that I've liked to use, so I'll just read it in the order I wrote it down anyway, like as they popped into my head. I really fell in love with washi tape last year, and you can get it, you know, Etsy, Michaels if you have one, eBay, any of the like 2Ps, Simon Says Stamp, any of those little websites. But I really fell in love with washi tape, and I figured I would show the items instead of just telling, because I have quite a few people that are new that watch and they comment all the time, so I figured they'd like to put you know, the item with the name. So I know a lot of you have seen this and a lot of you have been crafting like way longer than me, but for those new people. So number 1 would be washi. Number 2, I wrote like adhesives. This is like one of my favorites. Excuse the garbage men outside. It's so yucky and I need another one, but this like sticks almost anything. Like I love using it with like metal things, glass, paper. I mean, it just sticks anything to almost anything. So I really like this. I like this Tombow mono multi-glue. It has this, this tiny little end here that's all goopy, but it's good when you're cutting out images for those tiny little corners you want to get into. Foam, double-sided foam adhesive, I like. And this Martha Stewart glue stick, I got it at Big Lots for $1, but it works and holds really well, and it dries clear. Like, and I know most of them do, but I say that because it looks blue, but it dries clear. Doesn't like leave a, I don't know how to explain it to you. It doesn't leave, like, you can't see it. I used it on those bags that I showed you guys, the made from the tracing paper, and you couldn't even tell, like you couldn't see the line of glue. And then I don't have like an ATG gun or anything. The one that Stephanie got me last year was missing pieces, so I could never use it. But these tape runners, this is my last one from the bunch that I had bought from the dollar bin at Joann's. So that is glue. And then I have stamps. Everyone knows I've always said that I love stamps. It's one of my favorite things to you know, use in crafting, and I have definitely learned a lot about stamping and such, and the different kinds of stamps. I'm not brand specific. I'm not, like, it doesn't have to be photopolymer, it doesn't have to be cling rubber, it doesn't have to be anything, I guess, just as long as it works. But there is differences for you new people. And that's what I learned. I thought, you know, at first I'm like, wow, those photopolymer ones are so expensive, but there is a big difference between those and like the dollar clear stamps that we buy. Sorry, I'm sick. But anyways, so you know, I love the dollar stamps, the rubber. You always get a really nice impression with rubber. And then this looks pretty, you know, I put them on my shelf and decorate. And then the more expensive brands with the rubber, and it does, like, does the same thing. So you got that. And then I found that I love cling rubber stamps more than even, like, because Recollections is, you know, a cheaper brand, an affordable brand, and they also have in there, they have acrylic. When you're getting these affordable brands, I love the cling rubber a lot more than these the acrylic stamps, because you get a more crisp image. But I do love my dollar stamps. I can't deny it. So I'll still buy them. You find a way to make it work, like the little trick with the, you take an eraser and you rub it on the back of your stamp lightly, and then you could put it in your ink, and then you'll get a better impression. Or a lot of people, some people say to do this, some people not. Like if you stamp it in StazOn, StazOn's really hard to clean off your stamps. But if you stamp it and you just wipe it off, wipe the excess ink off, it leaves a little bit on there, but it's like a coating. It like coated the stamp, and then the next thing you stamp, you'll get an even better impression. So you can stamp it in StazOn and just wipe the, the extra goopy ink off, and then, you'll just get a better impression each time. So dollar stamps, and then the photopolymer stamps, and you can get them, they're a little more expensive. And different companies sell them. So definitely last year was getting my first kinds of photopolymer stamps. I really like those. But stamps period is one thing that I love. Then let's see, inks. Okay, obviously you need inks with stamps. So I'll just show you some of I love these little Memento inks. They come in all kinds of different colors, the little ones here. And then I use StazOn because, you can use it on different surfaces. And then the black to the big tuxedo black, I mean, they're the same brand, but these are little colors. The big black one you use for, I know a lot of you know, but you use it for your stamp, and then you can color it in your stamp ink. It doesn't bleed with whatever you're coloring with. And then I just got these. I know this has been out forever because maybe this one doesn't say it. One of the other ones says the date, or the year, I mean. But I just got these within like last year when I went to my scrapbooking store, and I love this Adirondack, by Ranger ink. Then I've loved these two, these archival inks by Ranger for doing mixed media type things. Tim Holtz, I mean, he really, I guess they're, by the company he works for, but he's a definite advocate for that kind of ink, and rightfully so, because it's awesome. Let me see. Prismas, my next one. Where'd they go? Oh, here we go. Things to color with. I do love to do different colorings, and I got these last year, Spectrum Noir markers. So I love to color with those. And then I love these Prismacolors. They're so easy to use, as long as you have the, like some people use Gamsol or Turpenoid or whatever, but you need that to do the blending and the shading. But those are really awesome. And then these Gelatos, love to work with those. They're so fun, and doing stuff with with anything really, but I particularly use them for some mixed media items. Another thing that I really got into, it's so simple, but I knew my son was going to come in here. Where'd it go? Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. I stacked the stamps on top of it. Was twine. I mean, it's so super simple, but I just fell in love with twine and washi tape last year. I use it all the time. So, twine. Then it would be, I can't do anything without my paper trimmer, and I just have this skinny Fiskars one. So, let's see, this one here. Then last year, at the beginning of the year, was my first time. I had all kinds of 12 by 12 paper, but I had never had 6 by 6 paper. I didn't go to the scrapbook store very often, which I should. I would love to go even more, but it's so small, and I have to bring my son or whatever, my daughter with me, and I feel like it's like when I want to go to an antique store. It's like a bull in a china shop. I feel like they're gonna knock everything over. But so I didn't go there very much, and you had to order 6x6 pads online. And okay, they want $5 or $6, but then they charge you like $5 or $6 shipping. And I'm like, man, that stinks. So then Michaels actually started carrying them, and I was ecstatic because you could save so much paper, especially if you're a card maker or if you're just altering little things. So 6x6 paper pads I definitely fell in love with last year. Stickles and glitter. I've always loved glitter. Stickles is like the bomb. I at first started crafting buying just the little glitter glues, and I would see people do projects and they said that they would use stickles, and everything was so much more sparkly and the lines were so nice and crisp and it wasn't all goopy and globby. So definitely love glitter glue, but stickles is like the god of glitter glue. So I loved that. Another thing I really got into last year was the different sprays, and with these different sprays comes with, you probably, it would make it a lot easier for you if you had a heat tool. So these are just the different kinds sorry, that I have. Really cool whether you're changing the color of like ribbon or lace, or if you're just flicking the paint onto a layout to make some splatter. I mean, they're really fun to work with. And this one in particular is really good. You can use it on paper, but you can also dye fabric with it. So that one's really cool. So sprays. And then another thing, I got to try so many new things last year. Very thankful that I got to try it. Were these templates. I'm sorry, stencils, not templates. Sorry. Anyways, these stencils, and what I like to use with them, and these are, you know, more expensive brands, and I think you can find this brand at Hobby Lobby. This one came from Marissa. She got it at a craft fair. But then you can get this kind, and this one is at Michael's in like the paint section, like where you buy all of the acrylic paint, and they're about $4 or $5. You know, maybe cheaper, so you can use a coupon on those. But with those comes the modeling paste. I fell in love with like the texture that you can put, and it's just such a cool technique, and it's really fun to do, and especially with the mixed media, there's like no wrong way to do it, so it makes it really cool. Next thing on my list is, I'll just have to turn this around and show you, is the Cuddle Bug that I got last year, and different dies. This is one I just got. This is one of those wafer thin dies, and it also takes these, you know, these big fat 6 dies, and then it'll also take these kind of Tim Holtz dies. So I don't use it as much as I should. I'll use it, or I'll do a project and then think later, oh man, that would have looked really good, you know, if I would have cut something out. And I try my best to keep things out where I can see them so I don't forget that I have them, but then at the same time, if you have everything out, you have a big mess, and I want to put everything away. So I'm going to try to use that a lot more. Another thing, clay and molds. Always loved those. Loved it last year. We would make clay food and do little things like that. This is one of my newer molds, but I had a couple other ones. But these are super fun. You can make your own embellishments and things like that. So that's another thing. Here, my paper is covering it up. Another thing is like different charms and embellishments. I love little things. These were just on my desk in a little cup. It's little things you can use to decorate or to throw in a goodie bag or something like that when you give somebody, you know, a little rack or something. Then there is, if I can find it, my craft mat that my cat got a hold of. I love this thing. Not craft mat, stamp mat, sorry. See, it's Rubber Stampede. It's a stamping mat. So this is one of my favorite things to use to get a nice crisp image when you're stamping. Then next thing is scissors. I have a few different kinds of scissors, and you definitely need a few different kinds to cut different things. So these are the cutter bees for fine, intricate cutting, and these are to cut all kinds of different stuff. I mean, these scissors will even cut like metal, so that's pretty cool. Next is, I'll have to show you on my phone. Next is, oops, dang it, sorry guys. You know, kids make you lose your train of thought. Okay, next is Instagram. Love Instagram. Take pictures with it and print. You can print them out and you get to see all kinds of goodies from people. And I just love Instagram. So that's another one. Then obviously I can't show you the camera I'm recording with, but this is my camera I take pictures with. I got it actually right before I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, so a good 5.5 years ago. But it's still alive, it's still kicking, it works really well. So my camera. Then another thing that I like, I have to show you on here, is Picasa. I love, you could do all the editing and things like that, and I just love this program for doing photos, and you could do like photo collages, you could do all kinds of stuff. So this is a free program you can download. I think Google owns the rights to it, but, and then the next one would be YouTube. I couldn't do any of this stuff, and I wouldn't know like 99% about this stuff, you know, without YouTube. So without watching all of you, I would have no idea what I'm doing. I wouldn't know any of what this stuff is. I might have saved a little bit of money, but I wouldn't know what any of this stuff is. So that's it, guys. That's my 20 of 2012. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.